Hello, how are you doing?
I'm really great, thank you. How are you?
I am good. And guys, we were just saying it feels like forever since we've been sat up here on a Monday morning, ready to film the podcast, and it not being the craziness that was the summer holidays. So we're back, we're focused, we're ready to deliver some content today, some amazing thoughts. And what we're going to be talking about today, which I'm very excited about, is Kat's journey to Disney. And Kat's takeaways, Kat's literally self-development takeaways from Disney, which I'm so excited about because we've not even had chance to fully catch up on this ourselves, have we? So this is new to me as well, guys. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, we
let's
get we just get to chat about Disney World. How
yeah.
exciting is that? Basically, I just want to talk about Disney. No, I'm joking. Yeah,
Love
you
it.
yeah, so just to quickly paint the picture, we had an incredible 2-week holiday in Disney World, Florida, over the summer holidays, and we went all in. Like, we spent pretty much every day in the parks. I think the girls, so they've got these watch pedometers that they wear. Betsy, sorry, 310,000 steps she walked.
Oh
I mean,
my
I know their
God.
steps are smaller than ours, but we literally walked miles.
Wow.
So we came back. We were like, we've completed Disney.
Yeah.
We've completed Disney. It's like trying to complete Netflix. Like, literally felt that much. But yeah. So I really, when we were chatting about a topic for today, I was something I really wanted to share with you. I've actually got 3 self-development takeaways from Disney World.
Love
So
it.
I'll begin. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first takeaway is to play full out. And what I mean by that is just, we didn't hold back when we arrived. Now, I've never been a massive Disney fan. We went to Euro Disney a few years ago before the girls started school, and it was kind of like, yeah, I'll go and kind of do it for the kids.
Yeah.
But when I got there, the magic, it's real, guys. If you get the opportunity to go, the magic is real. And we arrived, and it was just a case of just going back to that inner child. Like, I
Mm.
felt like I was the little 8-year-old again, just having so much fun, embracing every minute and seeing the magic in every moment. Like, it's been
Yeah.
created that you can't help but do that. And everybody is just going full out. And the beautiful thing about like playing full out and just going all in is that you can just let go of what others think. That whole kind of
Yeah.
worry about what others think of you. Everybody's wearing Mickey ears. Everybody's wearing matching t-shirts. Like,
Yeah.
everybody is there embracing their inner child. And it's just such a wonderful thing. So that's the first, I don't know, the
Oh,
first thing I wanted to share.
I love this though, and just because I don't really know too much about Disney, if I'm honest, and I'd love to know because you were going to share sort of how it started a little bit and just a bit about the background of it, which I think is just so beautiful anyway. So if you could share that with us,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
would be
absolutely. So
amazing.
so Walt Disney, he had 2 girls. I hope I've got the facts right here. He had 2 girls, and he used to take them out for the weekend to kind of have experiences together as a family. And he wanted to create somewhere for himself that they could
Love it.
spend time together and create these magical moments. And it was basically born from that. Obviously, there's a much bigger story behind it, but I just think that's absolutely
Yeah.
incredible. And it's I'm not going to jump ahead too far because it's one of my other takeaways.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it just came from his imagination to bring families together to and people together to celebrate and spend this time together and experience these magical moments together. But playing full out and just letting go of what people think, I think, is such a great thing for life in general. It's such a great
Yeah.
life learning. So there's a reel I put on recently, actually, on our Instagram, of me doing, I had no idea what dance it was. It was some sort of dance with Betsy. So
Yeah.
basically, at Disney, they have it's not just all about the rides and the characters. They have like performances throughout the day, throughout the parks. And they had this fantastic band on. I think it was in Animal Kingdom. And they're cheering the crowd and they're saying, come on, get up and dance. And a lot of people are just stood around the edge, just kind of watching. I was like, no, no. I'm feeling the beat. I'm feeling the moves here. And Betsy,
Yes.
my eldest, she's very confident. She loves her dancing. So she was straight up. I was like, I'm following you. I'm following you because I want to dance. And I
Yeah.
want to let go of looking silly. I want to let go of what others will think about my goofy dance moves. And you
Yeah.
know what? And I've shared this with you before, actually, Charlotte. regarding Tony Robbins and the whole like going full out and dancing.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit about my dance moves.
No.
Like, nobody cares. Everyone's so busy up in
Yeah.
their own minds, thinking about themselves, that it's okay just to let go and feel the music. And actually,
Do you know,
I'm pink. Sorry, go on.
sorry, but you
Yeah,
smile, don't you? I feel like whenever,
yeah,
you know, when you're in our own head, we feel like we're awkward and, like you say, I've got goofy dance moves.
yeah.
But actually, whenever I look at someone who's actually just being themselves and having a bloody good time, I'm like, go you.
Yeah,
Like, that's amazing.
absolutely.
And there's
And
never, yeah, and if there was any judgment, and that's on the other person. You know, if we're
that
going to judge
is
anybody for that, then that's probably because they want to be up there and doing the same thing. And
exactly.
it's a bit of a
Yes, you took
smoke
the
screen.
words right out of my mouth. You know, who can stand on the sideline and watch somebody having so much fun and enjoying
Yeah,
themselves and letting go and dancing freely and get a bit pissed off about it? It's somebody that just wants to be up there
yeah.
doing it themselves, isn't it?
Mm,
So yeah, so that was my first takeaway, is just to play full out. And another situation I had also was the Blues Brothers. They were there and they do little a street performance as well. And again, the crowds were coming around, people were dancing. It was a bit of a street party. And one of the Blues Brothers came down the steps, and I was like, he's definitely heading towards me. And my heart started fluttering. I was like, he's coming towards me. Like, it's like, do I avoid eye contact? Do I turn around? No, just go with it. Just go with it. And he came over and he put his hand out to me to take his hand to go back up the steps where they were performing, to come with him. And he just whispered in my ear, he said, give me a twist, give me a jive. So I just did. Do you know what I mean? I did a
yeah,
full-on mum twist.
I love
Like,
it.
totally mum kitted out with my bum bag and my Disney
Yeah,
t-shirt. And I was like, yeah, dance like no one's watching, but also dance when everybody is
he's
watching,
watching.
because it was
Yes.
liberating. And the girls, they were just loving it. That was up there, just embracing it. So yeah, just playful out.
And I think you nailed it with the going back to the inner child, because I think that is such an act of compassion for that
Mm,
child that we hold within, that we've held back, you know, like the child before life got in the way, before we had these thoughts of not feeling enough or not being enough or looking silly, like honoring that child that just came into the world to live their
mm,
best life and be
yeah,
themselves. Like, it's such an act of compassion to go back as an adult and live as you would have before life got in the way. And it's such a beautiful moment when we do that and honor that little child within, I think. So I absolutely really, really love that. And I think
yeah,
that's such an important message to ignite that inner child
yeah.
within, playful out,
That's it.
do
And
those
it's
things.
play,
Yeah.
isn't it? Play,
Play.
have fun. We don't need to take ourselves so seriously. There's enough time for the serious stuff, isn't there? There's
Yeah.
the challenges that life has for us. We can get serious when we need to get serious, but when we have the opportunity to play and have
Yeah.
fun, like that 5-year-old that just wants to go and enjoy themselves,
Yeah.
let's embrace that. And what's that saying that we don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. Like, I am here
Yes.
to play.
Yeah.
I am here to play, absolutely, each and every day.
100%. I've got a little example of this as well, because I was swimming. So I've been going on a Wednesday before the school holidays with my mum to the local outdoor pool. We were doing some lengths, and I saw some, so I think they've obviously finished school or college, and some younger ones sound like I'm really old one. Younger ones were in diving in, and they were having a great time and just like kind of just having fun. And I just looked and I thought, shall I dive in? You know, and you're like, and honestly, like driving up, swimming up to that
Mm.
deep end, and just thinking, yeah, I'm going to do it. And I remember being stood there and thinking, you can't half-arse a dive, can you?
You
You
have
have
got
to
to
go.
go. You've got to go all in on a dive, haven't
You
you?
have, and oh my goodness, putting my toes at the foot of that pool and then just going for it was such a freeing experience. And like, we can create these little moments of play
Mm.
in whatever we're doing, wherever we are. We don't have to wait for a big Disney experience either, do we? We
No.
can
Oh
just
my gosh,
grab it in
no.
those little tiny moments. And I think that is just such an amazing point to highlight and then carry home with you. And just like, I
Yeah.
mean, you you're a big play person anyway, I know. But yeah, it's like, what opportunity have I got to play today? And just go for it.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
One intention. Today, what am I going to play? Because that's what
Yes.
kids wake up as, especially before they start school. They're like, their top agenda is, what am I playing today?
Yes.
Now, I
Yeah.
know we haven't got all day to play mums and dads, like we have actually got to do it seriously. But you know, we can't, like, you know, like you just said, you don't need to spend 2 weeks in Florida to
No.
play. You can find little moments every day to
Yeah.
play.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing.
Definitely. So I love it. We should be going on to learning number 2.
Yeah, that's takeaway number 1. So learning number 2 is a good old friend of fear. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Now, in the Disney world, this is regarding getting me on a roller coaster. Now, just again to paint another picture, my husband is a theme park fanatic. Some might say he's a little obsessed, and he loves roller coasters and all things theme parks. So when we got together, I didn't really have any choice about accompanying him and showing him how brave I was and how much I was committed to him and how much I loved him by going on the roller coasters with him with my heart in my mouth and a ton of fear. But over the years, it has helped, and my fears have started to go away. And at Disney, I was like, do you know what? I am just going to feel some fears and do it anyway, because there were some big coasters, ones that were too big for the girls to go on. So Mark and I obviously couldn't go on together because we can't leave the kids. So you have to go as a single rider. So it means you have to go in on your own, queue up on your own. So I did it on 2 of the biggest rides. And on one of them, I went on and I got off, and I got on and off so quickly because I was a single rider, because there's not many people riding on their own. So you kind of have your own queue to go in.
That's good.
Yeah, it's really great. I got off and I was shouted across to him. I was like, can I go on again? And he was like, yeah, go on quick. And I went back on, and it was incredible. And it just felt on all the rides I went on that possibly historically I would have held back and I would have stayed in my comfort zone with my feet firmly on the ground. It was so exhilarating. It really was, Charlotte, honestly. And I know, and I'm not saying that to feel the fear and do it anyway, you have to go on a roller coaster, because I know for some people there's the motion sickness and the, you know, fear of heights. Like, I don't like heights and I don't like falling. So I get it.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is more in life is that it's stepping out of that comfort zone, doing the things that scare us, and just feeling how good that feels. Now, I know you love this as well. I'm just going to interrupt myself. Can you hear the massive lawnmower outside my house?
No.
Amazing. Sorry, I just had to ask because it's like you know, the ride on mowers.
Oh,
we're next to a bit of field, so it's literally outside my front door, just mowing. So, sorry, just wanted to check that wasn't interfering with you guys.
I can't hear anything.
Good. So yeah, Charlotte, I know you've experienced this too, like this push out of a comfort zone and learning to just kind of dance with that fear and see that fear in a different way, and coming out the other side and being like, I did it. I did that, and feeling so proud of yourself.
Yeah, 100%. And I looked up the word courage, like I think it was last week or the week before. And even courage, like, is to do something afraid. And I think sometimes we avoid fear like the plague, right? We just don't do the things because it's almost, I know, I mean, this was me, but I felt like I shouldn't feel scared.
Yes, I hear you. Yeah. It should feel easy. It should feel natural. I should feel confident.
Exactly. And I'd look at people who in my head were so courageous and so brave, and I'd be like, oh, I just want to be like you. And the only difference is that they're feeling that fear and doing it anyway. They're doing it scared. And like, I was stopping myself because I felt like I shouldn't be scared. Where actually everybody experiences fear. And maybe if we don't run away from it, maybe if we just become a little bit aware of it and go, okay, I'm a little bit scared here. Lighten it up inside, lighten it up in our body a little bit and go, do you know, it's okay to be scared. But do I want to do this? Do I want to do it anyway? Yes.
Yeah.
What's on the other side of that? Growth. Huge growth. Like everything to be so proud of, and everything that we want. Like, absolutely. And I think this is where we've both built up this amazing relationship with fear, and all of our members are inside of the club as well, because when we learn to dance with our fear, when we see our fears as not like something that we need to avoid and hide and shy away from, life gets more fun. Life gets to be like Disney. It gets to be
Yes.
more magic. Like it really, really does. So I love that.
Yeah. And I love it. I think it's so important what you've just highlighted there as well. That this idea that you shouldn't be scared. I think that's
Yes.
really important to just raise, because I thought that too.
Mm,
I thought everyone that was doing the things that I wished I could do, they were doing it with the confidence,
yes.
just kind of, it just was easy for them. But no,
Yeah.
they were just doing it and doing it scared because they wanted it so much. And then they knew what the results were once they did that.
Yes, exactly that. And something that's massively on mine and your radar right now is, guys, we want to get up there and talk. We want to deliver more talks. We want to raise like the incredible message here at TAGC and get it out into the world. And that means me and Kat getting up on stages and talking about what we do. It means showing up. It means pushing many fears to get up there and do that. But what I was reading a book the other day, and it was like kind of the things that you need to do to get up there. And it was envisaging yourself with the confidence. You don't have to have the confidence right now, but choosing to stand up there in fear or choosing to stand up there in confidence is also a choice. I'm not saying it's an easy one and it's going to happen perfectly. And the first time we get up there, we're going to be 100% confident. Obviously not. But really stepping into that choice and going, but why do I want it?
Mm.
And really having that clarity going up on that stage or whatever it is that we're doing of why we want it and our reasoning behind it is really, really powerful. And just knowing that the reason and who you are is more than enough to get up there and do it. Like it really, really is. So yeah, that's us feeling the fears
Yeah.
and doing it anyway, coming soon.
Yeah. And then you get addicted to it, like I was on this roller coaster. I came off this coaster that at first glance I looked up, I was like, wow, that's big. Like that shoots you out the top.
Yeah.
And I think it has like 4 turns in it or something. I mean, I don't mind going upside down, but I'm just not too keen on the height and the drops. And it had
It's the
all of it.
drops for
It had
me.
all of it.
Yeah.
But to come back off and instantly want to go back on again, I know we felt this when we pushed through our comfort zones. You get a little bit like, oh, what else can I push? And you just keep
Yeah.
doing it and you create this new comfort zone for yourself. And then you're like, right, well, there's some more fear to be had and I've got to
Yeah.
push through it again. That's when you keep evolving and keep growing, which is just the most beautiful thing, isn't it? And you feel
Yeah.
less stuck in life. So embracing the fear, feeling it, getting on the roller coaster,
Love
doing the
it.
thing, and yeah, doing it scared and courageously is my second learning.
Love it. And life is it like it's just another life analogy. Life is a roller coaster, right? And I
Yeah,
think the roller
yeah,
coaster thing is such a good analogy for life because we're going to feel the fear sometimes. And we're also going to have those moments where we feel, like you say, you got off there and wanted to get straight back on. Going to feel absolutely exhilarated through facing those fears. And it is like this. We'll go up, down, round. Like we often think that life is just one happy little, you know, line for anyone who's not watching on YouTube. Like I'm just painting a line and it's perfect. It's just, rising up as we gain age, as we gain wisdom and we live a
mm,
happy life and that's it. Life is actually one big squiggle,
it is.
like a roller coaster. And the more that we accept that and the more that we just equip ourselves to ride it with love, ride it with
Mm,
compassion, ride it with pride in the little moves we make, the little dips that we come out of, the better.
yeah,
So, yeah, love that. Love a
that's
roller coaster
amazing.
analogy. It's perfect.
Yes. So that leads me on then to my third and final takeaway from Disney. And that is that no dream is too big. Now, Walt Disney himself, obviously, I mentioned earlier, he had this vision to create this world for his girls and for families and for people to experience the magic in life. Now, obviously, I'm sure he would have shared his dreams and his vision with many a people. And I wonder if some people thought, seriously, Walt? Like, really? But thank goodness he pursued that, right? Thank goodness he turned what he could see in his mind into reality. And there was actually a ride at Disney called Figment, and it's this little character. I think he's like a little dragon. It's like this little kiddie ride that you kind of go through in this carriage, and it's all about imagination. So figment of your imagination. He's this little character, and it goes round, and there's this quote in there that says, "Your mind can see more. Yes, your mind can see more than your eyes can." And I love that, because in our minds, think about how much we can create. Think about whether you're a visual person or not, you can still muster up some ideas of how you want life to be like, or you can kind of relive experiences. Like, our mind has so much potential to create so much, doesn't it? More than we can see in a moment. Like, we can jump through, we can time hop in our heads, can't we? We can't do that through our physical eyes. So our mind is so powerful when it comes to visualization and imagination. And that was just a big, like, I mean, I kind of knew this going into Disney, and I knew his story. And this is probably going to sound a bit messy because I'm not exactly sure how it went, but I think it was when Walt had died, I think whether it's maybe his brother or somebody related to him was being interviewed, and they said about how it was such a shame that he didn't live to see all the parks or something of the parks complete. And I think the response was, well, he did. You're only seeing it now because he saw it first. And how amazing is that?
Yeah.
Like, he saw it first. Like, he beat us to, I mean, you know, obviously the stuff that hadn't been created then, like, you know, the Avatar films that weren't around, obviously you didn't see that because that's pretty epic if he can see into the future. But everything that he could see in his mind has been created. He saw it first.
That's
and
beautiful,
like, what a dream to have, like, you know, there's 4 parks. They're huge. It spans acres.
Wow.
He employs, or Disney employs 75,000 staff. Like, tell me no dream's too big.
I know.
And it's immaculate. The place is immaculate. There's not a drop of litter on the floor. Everybody, I love as well, they call them crew members. So everyone that works there, they're called crew members. And they refer to everybody that they speak to as friend. So if you're in a queue, say, "Friend, can you move on up? Friend, would you like to step forward?" Like, his vision.
We need Disney in
I know,
life.
it's such a heartwarming place, guys. Again, if you get the opportunity, go for it. It's wonderful. But no dream is too big. Like, if you're sat here listening to this right now and you have dreams and goals and ambitions and desires, I want you to know that it's not too big. And I've had to be careful in the past sometimes of, like, who you share your dreams with, because you can be influenced. And, like, if somebody's kind of not on board with your dream, or if somebody does think from their perspective and what's possible for them that your dream is too big, you know, that might kind of make you feel, oh, I should come back to, inverted commas, reality. But yeah, don't let anybody shrink your dreams.
Absolutely not. And I had a little experience. This is a kind of a bit of a smaller scale of this the other week, where it popped up that there was a book signing that I really wanted to go to. It was Niall Harbison. He rescues dogs over in Thailand, and he's just incredible. And sort of the community that he's built through the amazing dogs that he's helped. He was an addict, and he's absolutely, transformed his life, and just puts all his time, love, care into the dogs. And I really look up to him because I just think his story is incredible and what he does is incredible. And it came up that he had a book signing, and we were driving in the car on our way to a walk, and I shared it with my husband, and I was like, oh, I feel like I really want to go to this. And he was like, no, just buy the book online, because it was an hour's drive. And this was not out of bad intent for my husband at all. That's just his way of thinking. But old Charlotte would have gone, yeah, you're right. Like, to drive an hour when it's a weekend and, it should be a family day, like, stop, don't be selfish. Like, those kind of things would have cropped up for me, where I still had this page up there. And I was like, but for some reason, I really feel like I need to be there. I need to put myself in this space. I need to do this something different, and I need to go. And I want to go. And also, all the money goes to, he's doing incredible things and building a hospital out in Thailand. So I booked it there and then. And that was such a moment for me of going, yes. And it wasn't out of bad intent. I love my husband and I love his way of thinking.
Not at all, no.
but he didn't get it. He
Yeah.
really didn't get it. He didn't, and I hadn't voiced it either, how much that meant
Mm.
to me to go and do that and put myself in that space. Obviously, with writing a book as well and going like just seeing, figuring out, oh, what is this all about? So yeah, I think that really
Mm.
came up for me as you were saying, like, kind of be careful who you share your dreams with, and just even your ideas or your thoughts or where you want to go. And it's not necessarily out of bad intent from the other person, but they might just
No.
not get it. And
Yeah.
I think when we've got that feeling or that seed of something inside, something that we want to do, something that we feel like we really need to do, go with it. Practice in the small things by going with it. If you want to go for a walk on an evening and, like, you know, your mind's gone, oh, but it's busy at home, voice it. Go,
Yeah.
I need to go walk around the block for 10 minutes. Start small. And when you start honoring what's in your heart, what's, you know, your needs, your wants, your desires in the small ways, the momentum just goes.
It really does. And like you say, it's not a bad intention, and it's okay that others don't get it. It's
Yeah.
absolutely okay. But what I love, I knew you'd been to this book signing. I didn't know it was an hour away, and I didn't know you'd had that conversation with your husband. So amazing for honouring all of that, for
Yeah.
honouring it and following what your heart's telling you to do. And I
Yeah.
just love it. And I can feel all those feels as to why you wanted to be in that room. And I totally get it. And this is
Yeah.
a thing. There'll be people that get it and there are people that don't. And neither is right or wrong.
No.
I just think it's important who you share that with. And I know in the membership, we absolutely normalize big dreams.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I know it's a takeaway from Disney, but we know this already. Like, there's no such thing as a dream that's too big. Like, the
No.
ladies in the membership can share anything with us, and they will be supported and celebrated for
Yeah.
sharing that dream, and they will be encouraged and empowered to
To
go
go
forth
after
and,
it.
like you
Yeah.
say, take the small steps which lead to the big dreams and build that
Yeah.
momentum and build that confidence and feel the fear and play full out. And there you go. That's my takeaways.
Yeah. And this is it. Like you say, in the membership, we've just had one of our members who's just gone away and got married. Just
Yes.
her and her husband. Like, and honestly, oh my gosh, when that message came through, and she was just like, she's built so much confidence in the
Mm.
membership, and she's not overly been there over this past few months, but she shared with us because she's been doing it and she's been living the life that she wants to live, and she knows that that support's right there for her, and we're her people that are going to go, that is blooming incredible, and obviously
Yeah.
we were.
Yeah.
And so many, like, we've got ladies who are starting up businesses, who are, well, who cutting back on hours in a job that maybe just isn't quite working for them anymore, to start businesses. We've got people who have gone from stay-at-home mums to going out there and getting into work again. We've got women who are doing all kinds of incredible things, starting new hobbies and just figuring out who they are again. And this is it. Like, I was stuck in this place of just so much inside of me, but not doing anything about it. And we get one life, and no, our dreams, like, they matter. They really matter. Like, I know I don't want to get to the end of my life and not having put in, you know, my ideas and thoughts and dreams into the world. And we've got to do it scared.
Mm.
We've got to play out and we've got to go for it. We really, really have. And there was something that I did just before we wrap up want to touch on, is when we were saying about how powerful the mind is and how much we can create in our mind. When you actually flip that and think how many worst case scenarios we are forever creating in our mind, just imagine if we started creating the best case scenario instead of the worst case scenario, and where that would actually take us.
That makes me all fuzzy inside.
Doesn't it?
It's playing that game of what if, but
Yeah.
what if it all works out?
What if my dream is absolutely needed in this world? What if it can transform, well, I'm sure millions, billions of people's lives, like Disney? Like, that must have started with such a little calling inside of him.
Mm.
And the only difference is he did something about it, and he did it scared. He
Absolutely.
did it when people didn't get it. Like, there were people on the road who haven't got what TAGC is. There were
Yeah.
probably still people who look at it and go, I don't get what that is.
Yeah.
That's not going to stop us. Like,
No.
we know what it is.
Yeah.
We know the magic. We feel it inside. And when you feel something inside, you've just got to go for it.
And that's a wrap.
Yeah.
There you go. I have no more to add. So play full out, feel the fear, do it anyway, and no dream is too big. And go to Disneyland.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Oh,
I'm officially
amazing.
converted to a
I love
Disney
this.
fan.
I won't lie, you've put the feels in me that I'm like, I feel
Mm.
like I need to taste the Disney magic at some
Yeah.
point for sure.
Caveat: if you do go full out like we did for 2 weeks, you'll need a holiday to recover.
Yeah.
Honestly, my legs hurt. No. As I say, because I have a theme park obsessed husband and he wants to do it all. So I'm sure it's
Yes.
a different scenario for many families.
You were very
But,
planned about where you were going
yeah,
when, and yeah, love it.
yeah.
Love it.
But no, it's amazing.
Fab. Well, thank you so, so much for sharing this with us. Thank you, everybody who has tuned in and listened. We're here for you. We believe you, and we see you and your big dreams, and go after them bit by bit, one step at a time. Go after them.
Amazing. Speak to you
Sending
soon,
lots of love.
guys.
Bye,
Take care.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.